Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Xinfin, aka XDC. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask you guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. But with that being said, let's just jump in and let's talk about XDC. So first off, I've been addressing the main elephant in the room, which is of course Ethereum and Bitcoin. Ethereum kind of outperforming Bitcoin, in terms of just gains, and also the volume is close to Bitcoin's currently. So we could be seeing a little bit of the talks of the flippening for Ethereum happening very, very soon. We're seeing Ethereum dominance rising a little bit. Nothing too concerning just yet, but I'm just saying watch this market closely as we do range on into February. Now, of course, I've been talking to you guys about XDC for a while. Pretty much all of the ISO 222 tokens. Don't know if XDC. So actually, yeah, it is still in the top 100. Up 0.51%. Nothing too crazy there. We're sitting at around almost 6 cents. We dropped down to about 5.9 in terms of the centile range. If we do go to the 1 year span, we can pretty much see where we are currently at. I have been saying, watch these summer lows to be tested, which is about like 4.5 almost cents to about like 5 cents in general. Watch those levels closely, as those are pretty much key for the success of, getting in at the ground floor levels. I'm saying that these levels could be targeted, fairly quickly, especially if Bitcoin does have, one last major drop in price, if you will. So definitely watch those levels closely on XDC if you guys do want to get in on the ground floor pretty much. Now I also will be talking to you guys a little bit about Xswap or XSP today. Now I know that a lot of people are saying, trade with caution. I am also the same on this. I do want you to all kind of do your own research here and pretty much look into this project if you guys want to get in on it. I'm just saying this does have the potential to have a ton of upside potential if, and I say if, everything works out. Because I know that this has a lot of negative talks around it. I'm just saying this sitting at about a $14.6 million market cap is fairly cheap and undervalued, if you will, because this is kind of comparing and contrasting to Uniswap. If you guys don't know about Uniswap, basically it is an auto market maker, and decentralized exchange. So I kind of compare Uniswap to XSP in a sense, and we do see the market cap of course, Uniswap being $7 billion. So, I'm kind of betting on Xswap being similar to that. Of course, I do think it's going to take a little bit of time to get to Uniswap's level, but of course, if it does, that will be incredible and life-changing in terms of gains. Now we do see here, hey XDC community, here is a nice graphic illustrating the 2022 roadmap that was created by a community member. Please share. And as you guys are probably all aware, I told you guys in a video just recently, actually, I was looking at the roadmap and I was like, man, it would be so much better if there was a graphic designed on this, and now we finally have that. So here's the road ahead for XDC network: trade finance, on-chain asset tokenization, stablecoin deployment, NFTs, power and TradeFi, instruments, and use cases. I do think that we will see this in 2022. I think that we will see this really kind of start to grow at a massive scale, essentially as tokenization is taking the wheel. If you guys don't know, tokenization is spreading like a wildfire right now, and I'm actually very excited to see that. And of course, we do see NFT token economy, introduction of a vibrant NFT marketplace specializing in short form video NFTs for global brands and content creators. Sustainable system, a continued focus on sustainability, continued XDC's march towards net zero footprint, accessibility and UI, network adoption, cross-industry growth, and even community engagement. I'm very excited for a lot of this because it is going to provide a lot of value to, of course, the network, and it's going to provide XDC to have more eyes on it as we do see more and more of those updates being pushed to the public. Now, we also see here a lot of people expect to get rich overnight and don't like spending the time to research regulated, utility networks as it takes time to understand the connections. It's often found boring as there's no dogs and it's a long-term game. And this goes back to that, tweet that I read in my HBAR video, actually talking more so about, everybody's kind of focused on the hype train assets, if you will. Like, I remember when ADA was like the big, star of the show, and then people finally realized that it was like pretty much just all hype, no substance. That's the problem here, right? We have assets like HBAR, QNT, even XRP, all of these major assets that are providing you with clear insights on what they're building, and nobody wants to touch them because there's not like a ton of hype around these assets. Similar to like ADA, like, I remember I remember when there was a lot of talks about like, African inclusion in terms of the banking structure, and ADA was like striding themselves on basically being the number one choice, and then all of a sudden, like, there was a lot of talk saying, there was no confirmation of this, there was problems with it, it's pretty much lies. Like, with XDC, there is no lies. With XDC, there's all transparency in terms of these major updates. And I think that that's what's really kind of cool to see. Like, we even see here, XDC has already been making huge moves in the regulated side of the space. They'll only thrive more after regulations. Having this man definitely helps out a bit. And this is Andre Casterman, of course. We know that he has 24 years managing director at Swift, 5.5 years member of Banking Commission's Executive Committee, 2019 to present Trade Finance Expert Groups, ex-chairman member since 2017 at ITFA, 2020 present advisor for XDC, or aka Xinfin, 2019 to present advisor for, I forgot the name of this, to be honest with you guys. But again, this is a huge individual in terms of, Xinfin and what he has to offer, especially his background, especially in the scene. I'm very excited for the future of Xinfin, just simply because I see the overall, growth behind this network, especially from the use cases that are being built out on it. Specifically, we've seen an update just the other day, and I shouldn't even say the other day, but last month. And we've pretty much seen, DC Future Access Token. We aim to power real economy with trust and liquidity while rewarding corporate and individual behaviors and initiatives, enabling the rise of a sustainable and more inclusive future. This is Data Chain Foundation. They are built on XDC, and we are unlocking the true value of data by intermediating data brokerage industry. I think that this is a huge use case as well. I think a lot of these use cases need to be focused on a little bit more, just in general, like we always talk about, like trade finance with Xinfin, but there's a lot of stuff here, like, launching a decentralized data exchange running on top of the first data bank infrastructure, leveraging 4 vertically integrated components to enable people and organizations to tokenize, then exchange their data in a fair and secured way. And of course, core components, data wallets, and distributed databases. And this is all talking about verifiable visualization, all that kind of stuff. Like, there's a ton of things within this that are very interesting. And I think that a lot of people don't really realize how huge some of these use cases are. I'm actually very excited for stuff like this, especially, from an overall standpoint on, like, we're always focused on, like, trade finance in general, but I just think that this is something that we really need to focus on as well. Like, these are some huge use cases, and I'm very excited for this. I just think that, everybody's kind of just focused on one thing when it comes to Xinfin, which I get it. It's a $19 trillion market. In fact, I actually have the article open right over here. XDC FA article complete. $19 trillion industry connected with some of the largest organizations, already seeing the utilization from enterprises. Still one of the most slept on projects in the space. Xinfin, global disruption in global trade. Definitely is a huge use case for it. $19 trillion should not be disregarded at all. And I'm not saying that it should. I'm just saying, like, this is also something that's very interesting. Now, I know that a lot of people are probably going to mention the idea that, yes, they are also working with Ethereum in a sense. If we go back, sorry, I went a little bit too forward there. If we come down here, you can pretty much see, there we have it. So Hyperledger, Ethereum, they are pretty much utilizing Ethereum currently as well. But I could actually pull up the article of them utilizing Xinfin as well. So here you have the tweet between Data Chain and, of course, XDC. This goes back to January 18th. It's not so much like Data Chain is built on Xinfin. It's more so building the Nanoverse on top of an enterprise-ready platform using a state-of-the-art architecture, to make the integration of heterogeneous information systems easier and more secure, building a collaborative and interoperable metaverse with core to blockchain and, of course, XDC. The best part about this is, like, R3 Corda, like, I don't think people realize that R3 Corda is essentially, XDC is a settlement coin that is in the background of R3 Corda. And I think that's very exciting to say the least. I think that there's a ton of value behind the scenes with XDC and, of course, data chain. But like I said, this is just one of many things that are going to provide a massive amount of volume and value for, of course, Xinfin. But I am definitely still focused on the global trade finance, market, because $19 trillion should not be disregarded at all. And I'm also excited for the future of a lot of these other, projects. For an example, like I said, Xswap is something to really kind of look at. Market maker, decentralized exchange. I think that this is going to be very exciting once it does have that mainnet launch, which is supposedly supposed to happen in 2022. And you can pretty much see all the use cases behind it here. You can pretty much see the information behind it as well. You can pretty much buy it on some other major platforms. I'm pretty sure I got mine on Bitrue. Yeah, you can go check it out. You can just pretty much search it on CoinMarketCap. It's like the easiest way to really kind of find where places to buy these assets, and then you just click market, and this is pretty much where I bought it, which was Bitrue, which was the easiest place for me at least in the United States to buy. Same with like even XDC. Like a lot of people ask me, like, dude, how do you buy XDC in the States? It's pretty much the same way. It's the same process, except it's on like different areas. Like I know that like I'm pretty sure I used Qcoin or Gate.io for mine, but you could also buy this on Bitrue as well. So you can pretty much do your own research on where to buy it from. I know that some of these are like the best in terms of their confidence levels. Like this is pretty much high confidence, but again, in terms of Xswap, I think that we should definitely pay attention to. I think it's something that could be very interesting if it does have a solid launch. I know that there's a lot of things that are, a little bit skeptical on the, end of like transparency with Xswap. But besides that, I'm very excited for things that are going to be happening within this. I hope that the development continues and updates continue to happen from Xswap's side of things, especially talking more so about the ISO wallet, the Android wallet, and stuff like that, because that's going to be very huge in terms of the demand. And then, of course, like I said, if this hits Uniswap levels, it's going to be unfathomable. Like, for an example, I could kind of show you guys what that would be. So here's Xswap protocol. Now they don't have, I have to pretty much put in their overall circulating supply, but I can pretty much show you exactly how much it would be worth. So they have like about 4.87. I'm just going to go and say like 4.88 billion. So here's, here's 4.8 billion, 88 billion. So from an overall standpoint, if this hit Uniswap's numbers, I mean, this is pretty crazy, but like a 337x, like this would be absolutely parabolic in a sense, because, I mean, first off, what's the chances of this actually happening? Fairly slim, especially this bull run. I'm more so actually kind of waiting for this to hit at least like maybe like the top 150s. If we can get to like the top 150s currently, that's pretty much bullish for me at least. Because at that point, like we'd hit like 10 cents, which is like a 33x, which is pretty good in my opinion. Xswap protocol is actually part of my $1,000 to $100,000 roadmap mission. But this would have like almost like a $500 million market cap, which is, in my opinion, is fairly reasonable. But of course, like I said, do your own research, understand what you are pretty much putting your money into. I just did some research on this in terms of their white paper and stuff. I found it interesting. I threw $1,000 in. It's something that I could afford to lose. Just remember that. But do your own research. This is a little bit of a risky asset to invest your money into. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. But of course, do your own research. Understand what you're buying into. Understand what you are holding. And with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this video. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.